Hi, I'm Kyle from Urban Farmstead, and today I'm going to show you how I get our raised garden beds prepped for spring and summer planting, and how you can achieve the same thing even if you're not already making your own compost at home. The first thing I'll need to do is remove this winter garden crop, and because this bed is full of a cover crop, these fava beans, I'll want to make sure and leave the roots in place. Fava beans are a really good nitrogen fixing cover crop because what they do is they actually grab the nitrogen from the air and replace it back in the soil through nitrogen nodules. If you look closely at the roots, you'll see these little nodules. These are all little nitrogen pockets, so these are going to reintroduce that nitrogen back into your soil. If you're working in a large area, you can just rototill the plants all the way into your soil. But what I like to do is cut them off at the base and either feed these to our chickens or put them on our compost. Today, I'm going to put them on our compost. So when I take these out, I want to be sure to cut them at the base and leave the roots in place so that nitrogen is available for the next crop. So for a bed this size, I'll usually amend it in spring with about 1 full wheelbarrow full of our own compost, a bucket full of our worm castings, and then I'll finish it off with some Sure Start compost. But if you're at home and you're not making enough compost right now, I want to show you some ways that you can achieve the same soil amendment with some things that you might find at your own nursery. We'll start with this Topsoil Plus. This is basically fir mulch and mushroom compost with a little bit of sand. This will improve your drainage, your soil retention, and just generally loosen your soil. Next, I'll add a bag of this Recipe 420. Recipe 420 has a lot of the same nutrients that you'll find in any of your homemade compost, plus more. It has a lot of really good beneficial microbes, beneficial bacteria, and fungus. This will not only feed your soil, but also protect your plants against disease and pests. And last is the worm castings. As I said, we make our own worm compost here at home, but you can usually find this at most nurseries. Worm castings are similar to other composts, but they're loaded with more nutrients, including some natural plant growing hormones. Now I'll just mix this all together. So now I've got the same quantity and a similar quality of soil amendment as I would have with my own compost and worm castings. Now I'll just spread it evenly on top of the bed. At this point, some gardeners will choose to till in or mix in these soil amendments, but that's really not necessary because through irrigation and gravity and a little bit of help from worms and other microbes, all of the nutrients are going to find their way deeper into your soil and right to where they need to be for the plants. So I'm just going to smooth this out. I like to take a fence board and just rake it nice and flat and even to the top of the bed. Now I'll just water it all in, and I'll wait 2 to 4 weeks before planting. That time allows the beneficial microbes to mingle in the soil and also allows any unfinished compost to finish breaking down and cool off before you introduce any seeds or young plants.